Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to focus on a problem that I've been contemplating here for, well, ever since I cut the nose cone off. So the big question is, how do I attach the nose cone to the front securely, but make it easily removable? And the rule that I've given myself is I can't use screws or latches or anything that will ugly it up. So what I came up with is a combination of magnets and physical restraint. So I was trying to figure out, like, should I drill some holes here by the edges, and then that way in the nose cone I could put some dowel, and then when you attach, the dowels would guide it, and then it would attach with the magnets, and then the dowels would provide support so that the nose cone didn't move around or slide around while it was in the air. Problem is, and I know that this is more a me thing than anything, but I didn't want to ugly up my nifty little control panel. So then I came up with the idea, okay, well, what if I had like a pin or something that screwed in that brought, like basically like a pin or a dowel going the other way, and then I could put the hole in that side. Well, then the pain in the butt is I'd have to unscrew that and take it off every time I wanted to fill the air tanks. So the solution that I came up with last night, I just started, for whatever reason, started making a template. I came up with this. So what this will do is the magnets will be attached to the back side of this. This will obviously be secured high salt inside the cone, and then the stuff that's already there acts as the physical support. So the way that works is, and I made the template out of like really flimsy balsa, so it will actually go on much neater than this. So anyway, so if you see, it goes on real nifty like there, and the nose would actually be attached to it, and the magnets would pull it on. This will provide the nose cone, well, one, it'll make it so that the nose cone goes on exactly the same every single time, and we have that nice seam on the side there that'll just look like a panel line. The other nice thing is it can't move up and down because these are stopping it. It can't move side to side because actually this and this is stopping it. So it's basically a good compromise of both physical and magnetic. Now the magnets I got from the hobby store, those suckers are strong, and I've got 4 of them. So this should not be an issue whatsoever in the air. It's not going to somehow pop off or anything like that. I know that some people have voiced some concerns with that. So now the process for making this is, this will be basswood, basswood, bass, whatever it's called. So it'll be a stronger wood. And then I'm basically going to transfer this template onto the basswood right there like that. And once I have that, I'm going to slide it on just like I've got this, apply high sol to the back side of the magnets. On the other side, I've got magnets right now just as a placeholder, and the magnets are obviously stuck on here. But I'll glue this on, push on our new basswood structure, and then once that's dried, all I need to do is pop on the nose cone with a little bead of glue around the edge there, wait for that to dry, and I should be able to pop it off and we'll have our functioning unit. So the only other modifications that I'm going to have is on either edge here, this side and this side. I bought some just real lightweight balsa triangle stock, so that'll be a little bit more rigid and make sure it goes on straight. And then there's just going to be a little beam that's going to go across there. So that's my plan. I'm going to go ahead and cut this bad boy out, and I'll see you when I'm done with that. Okay, so we're back. So I took the template, transferred it onto the basswood. I came up with this, and if you're wondering what that little, how come that side is notched out, it is because there is a little screw right there that would prevent this from going on unless we had that notch. So got this bottom a little bit thinner than I wanted, but that's because of our little mount right there. We have to make it thin to fit. So in all reality, this will probably be gone after I glue it in. I'm not sure if it's gonna fit. I'll probably have to cut it out before we glue it in. So alright, so now we've got this, and we'll go ahead and put this on. You can see that fits nice. One thing that I didn't factor in before on the previous one, this was so flimsy that I didn't even notice it, but it's our little air valve things actually poke out a little bit further when you look at it side view there. So they're there. Anyhow, so we had to cut that out so that it fits flat. So, and I'm not gonna lie, I spent a good chunk of the day off and on between other projects sanding this down, sanding it down, and making it match the contours of the fuselage. That bottom part there, still just a hair too much, but that's why I'm saying that this probably is going to have to go away, because I'm going to need to sand it in order to make the nose cone fit. But so that's where we're at right now. The next step is we're going to get some reinforcements going here. So I just got some just light balsa, and we're going to put basically some reinforcement across like that. So even though this is better than the original balsa, it's still a little bit flimsy, and with those magnets and everything, I don't want the wood to break just by trying to pull it off. So anyway, so we're going to put a little bit of reinforcement right there. And I also got some triangle stock right there that we'll put right there on the side, so on each side, and then that way it for sure will always go on straight and true, and we don't have to worry about it getting all weird. So that's the next step. I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this, cut some of that, and be ready for the next step. Okay guys, a little change of plans. I think I'm only going to use just one piece of this triangle stock here, and we're going to put it on just like that to save some weight. And then also this thing gets a little bit warm, so probably surrounding it with an insulator is probably not a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on right now. Okay, that's just tacked on, and then I'll glue it really good here in just a second. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and pop that off and then glue it securely, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay guys, here's what I came up with. I did decide to do this bottom part here just so that there's no side to side movement. This one would have prevented the nose from drooping down. But the nice thing too now is watch how this just slides on and then just clicks into place there. So that should be super nice as far as when we put it on, it just will click into place. So now the next step is we just need to kind of rough up the back side of the magnets now and put a little bit of high sol on there, glue it, just pop this bad boy into place, and come back tomorrow, and then we'll be able to then glue the nose cone onto the magnets. So I think it's going to work out pretty good. We're almost there. So I just roughed up the back side of each of the magnets just with some rough sandpaper here. Then I washed with denatured alcohol. And we should be ready to go. So I'm going to mix up some high sol, put a little dab right in the middle there of each one, and we'll put our part on. And we should be good to go for a little while. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so I've got the high sol just about mixed up here, and just got it on the end of a stick. And we'll go ahead and put some on. So this is just so that we can get the part off before we mount the nose cone, and then I'll once we have the part off, we'll kind of put a much better bead around the magnets just to ensure that they don't come off. So, but we need something super strong and something that we know is going to stick, because if I try to pull this, it'll probably just pop off if it was just epoxy. Okay, I've tried to allow just a little bit around the outside to allow for some seepage when I push down on it. Okay, here it is, next to the last step. Okay. Make sure it's seated really well. Alright, now the waiting game.